All right, so I have some breaking news for everybody, and this is one of those situations where I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. So during the Iranian strike on an empty U.S. military base in Iraq yesterday, we also got news that a passenger plane went down in Tehran. And the official story that was given at the time was, oh, no, it's unrelated and it's engine failure. Well, that's curious, especially because the answer came that quickly. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Anybody, shut up. So my first thought was, well, hold on now. Was it really engine failure? Or because that's mighty convenient timing right there. So, my guess was maybe the U.S. shot it down because we were in the process of having our military base being shot at and blown up and missiles being fired at it. And do I put it beyond the U.S. to attack civilian aircraft? No, because we did it in the past, literally to Iran. So that was my first thought. Then my second thought, and this is after a conversation with my friend who happens to be Iranian, and he was giving me some information that I wasn't privy to, just following U.S. media at the time. But what my friend said is, and I tweeted this yesterday, take a look. My friend who is Iranian thinks Iran accidentally shot down the passenger plane thinking it was a U.S. fighter jet. There were rumors in Iranian media yesterday that the U.S. might target airports in Iran. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard had installed surface-to-air guns around most airports. And then I go on to say, the way it went down was unlikely engine failure. That's the official reason they gave. This was claimed within minutes of the crash by Iran. Hours later, head of Iran's civil authority said they had no idea why it went down, and the plane made zero contact with air traffic control. Very suspicious. Well, now the breaking news is this. Ukrainian flight that crashed just outside the Iranian capital of Tehran was struck by an anti-aircraft missile system, 2 Pentagon officials and an Iraqi intelligence official told Newsweek. So it looks like what happened is what my friend predicted and what I was tweeting about yesterday. It looks like Iran accidentally shot down a passenger plane thinking it was U.S. aircraft coming to attack them. I think they feared that since they were attacking the U.S. military base, that the U.S. was immediately responding and going after civilian infrastructure, going after the airports. And so they made the mistake of shooting down a passenger jet leaving Tehran. Oh, man, that is absolutely devastating. That's devastating. It's heartbreaking. And guys, stuff like this is all so avoidable. This is all so avoidable. What if the U.S. didn't assassinate General Soleimani? What if we hadn't ripped up the Iranian nuclear agreement and we kept on a decent neutral footing with that country? What if there wasn't, massive escalation? What if the U.S. didn't immediately blame the Shia militias for the American contractor who was killed? What if we were more measured and intelligent in our response? A lot of this stuff just doesn't have to happen, and it's happening. And, this is the horrors of war. And in this instance, it was a mistake, it was a misunderstanding, but if they weren't on edge, if they didn't think there was an immediate, imminent attack from the U.S., then this wouldn't have happened. So this is a terrifying and terrible story. I feel terrible for everybody who passed away on that flight. There are many Iranians who passed away. A lot of Canadians were on that flight. There was one tweet that went viral yesterday. This kid who's a PhD student in Canada of Iranian descent was saying, I predicted there's going to be a war between the U.S. and Iran, or he may have said World War III, I don't remember. And he said, if I die, he said something like, if I die, no, I predicted it. In fact, let me see. I could probably find the tweet right here if I have it. Yeah, here we go. This guy was on the plane, and it went down in Iran, PhD student in Canada. He said, quote, "I predicted that there will be a war right before my flight. If I die, forgive me." Oh, man. Terrible stuff, man. Wouldn't it be great if we had leaders who believed in peace and actively tried hard to achieve it and actively worked together with people around the world and eased tensions? I mean, that world is possible. What we have right now is not written in the laws of nature that it has to be like this and we have to always have open hostilities. So just keep in mind, man, this stuff kills. And this is an unfortunate and terrifying event that unfolded that didn't have to happen if different paths were taken at any step of the way.